Just let's all give thanks to the stars that these things do not exist. In today's video, we're looking at mythical and folklore creatures from all around the world to identify those that are the most terrifying, dangerous, and likely to give you nightmares. Number 10. Hellbound. Stories from various civilizations around the world often feature demon dogs. Though any large, hostile, or vicious dog can be frightful, the hellhound is infinitely worse. Depending on who you ask, the hellhound is closely associated with death wherever it is located, and it just takes a few glances to kill. In some cultures, hearing its cry alone can mean death. Some varieties genuinely can change their shape, while others suck blood and are the size of horses. Number 9. Dragon. There isn't much of an introduction needed for these legendary beasts. Sure, you could have daydreamed about having your dragon provided by Khaleesi. A gigantic, flying reptilian beast with a nearly impenetrable hide, enormous gnashing teeth, and, who could forget, the ability to breathe fire. Although they are utterly mesmerizing on screen, no sensible person would want to live in a world where dragons existed. Number 8. Dybbuk. When it comes to causing havoc in someone's life, this particular type of Jewish spirit is head and shoulders above the others. These supernatural beings can occupy a body with the least theological slip-up or blunder. The term, Dybbuk, which roughly translates to clinging spirit, describes a nefarious ghost that clings to other living things rather than dissipating. Number 7. Chimera. This horrifying monster resembles a failed science experiment. Although there are numerous variations, the typical chimera has a goat's head protruding from its back, a snake's head attached to its tail, and a lion's head on its head. Greek mythology gave rise to the chimera, which has the aforementioned Cerberus among its siblings. Cerberus is horrifyingly threatening, but the chimera's peculiarity strikes a more hideous horror. Number 6. Baba Yaga. Do you know this witch in particular? If not, you most likely did have restful sleep as a young child. But fear not, for this dreadful creature of Eastern European legend is enough to steal your sleep right now to make up for a lost time. She travels around in a mortar while carrying a pestle and lives in a cabin in the woods that stands on 2 tall chicken legs. But don't be fooled by these peculiarities. Despite her occasionally kind nature, she is genuinely unsettling to see due to her gnarled, witchy appearance and her well-known fondness for human flesh, especially that of infants. Number 5. Incubus Succubus. Even if having sex with a normal person can increase your risk of getting an unexpected pregnancy or an STI, it can also be a lot of pleasure. If an incubus visits a woman or a succubus seduces a man, the demonic encounter, consensual or not, could endanger their health, sanity, or even their lives. Number 4. Werewolves. Even if the monsters from ancient mythology are undoubtedly the stuff of nightmares, few have the power to evoke fear like werewolves. Why? Because a werewolf isn't just a nasty animal, it's a vicious animal that you very well might turn into. Uncontrollable animal driven solely by instinct, the beast within was let loose. The idea of werewolves has troubled mankind since at least the Middle Ages. After being bitten, cursed, or otherwise affected, human changes into a wolf or animal that resembles a wolf. Number 3. Vampires. They want to draw blood from you. In all seriousness though, vampires are genuinely dangerous when freed of the baggage of contemporary popular culture, whereas Twilight rendered them comparatively benign and What We Do in the Shadows rendered them amusing, sometimes sexy. But ever since the Middle Ages, people have been frightened to death by these blood-sucking demons. Think of a beast that would drain you of your blood to briefly appease its insatiable desire. Number 2. Kraken. Deep sea fishing sounds like a lot of fun, but then you start to think about all the water you are walking on. Space may be the last frontier, but consider what might be kilometers below the surface of the ocean. I'll tell you what. Why use your imagination when we can just let the Kraken loose? Sailors from Scandinavian civilizations, particularly those from Greenland and Norway, have long discussed it in whispers. The Kraken is characterized as a gigantic, octopus-like creature with the power to sink ships in the most common interpretation of the term. Number 1. Mononongal. Not familiar with it? Consider yourself fortunate that you were able to dodge this pure dose of nightmare fuel for so long. That will be ruined for you by us. This Philippine walking, flying horror show is comparable to a vampire on steroids. Its traits also put the majority of the other monsters on our list to shame. It's a terrible creature that resembles a lady and is capable of severing its own body in half at the torso. While the eerie, bloody bottom half just hangs there, the top half flies off in quest of prey. It enjoys feeding on pregnant women and sucking the fetus with its long, snake-like tongue. That's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button,